Welcome to podcast, whatever number it is, on how to stay married, ... so far. If you're just listening on a podcast, please excuse the police, the fly that we have been chasing around and really nearly broken our necks trying to get. You may hear a buzz, it's a fly, we're handing it over. And the pit, pat are our dogs.
And the gulp is...
Here, listen.
I mean, this house, you think it's quiet and it's never quiet.
If you're listening again on podcasts and not watching on our YouTube channel...
That's not me.
NADIA, Sawalha and family, by the way, if you want to check out what this all looks like.
Oh, do subscribe. NADIA always tells me to say it, but then she never says it to say it.
Yeah, so subscribe to NADIA, Sawalha and YouTube channel.
Only because that way
YouTube.
What?
We've had to get up early, right? Really early to do this podcast before the kids get up. So both of our brains are a bit mushed.
Do you think we should start again?
Welcome to our podcast, How to Stay Married So Far. Today, I've got a surprise. Mark, we thought this would be a good thing to do every couple of months where one of us, next time it's your go, Mark, comes with a topic that the other one has no idea what it's going to be about. So it's very, very edgy, this, because it could go either way. As you know, if you're a regular listener, we do quite often have surprise arguments in the middle of our podcast. I think arguing is a big part of staying married. So, the other day I was reading an article, and actually this article does the rounds every 6 months, I think, and it comes up often on the on Loose Women. And actually, it's a subject that comes up often when women are together and talking. There we go.
Ice cream van.
We live in the ghetto. So I thought it'd be a good one to pose with you, because I've always spoken about it with other women, but I've never spoken about it to you. Now, in America, where a lot of people have their homes purpose-built for them, because there's so much lovely land, I want to live in America, they, more and more now, people are asking for their homes to be built with 2 ensuite master bedrooms.
Why?
Because a lot of people, a lot of couples would like to have separate bedrooms.
Right.
What do you think about that?
So is this a prelude to you telling me you want to sleep in another
room?
room?
I'm literally asking you about what you think about it as a topic.
Well,
this is a topic that would come up and people might think about a lot in their marriage, so I thought it'd be really good if we talked about it the very first time on our podcast.
I think it's a good subject. I mean, my first, as soon as I hear the topic come up, I have a very clear first image.
Right.
And it is an image of my grandfather in pyjamas.
Yeah.
And my nan with her hair in rollers.
Yeah.
And them both trundling off at the end of the night to their separate beds. Once upon a time in Birmingham in a different room, when they were in a smaller bungalow in the same room but different beds. So for me it's the same kind of question as, would you sleep in separate beds in the same room? Because for me it's a generational thing.
Right.
I very much associate it. For example, I think your parents do. I think a lot of people over a certain age do, and I don't know. This is one of those sort of mysteries that, you know, when I look back on my childhood, it was literally very much like one of those 70s movies with a little blonde-haired boy looking at things, perplexed, going, "Why do people do that?" And I remember looking at my nan and dad, I'm thinking, why do people do that? What happens at a certain age that you
I think people fart too much.
You lose that intimacy.
They snore too much. They take the covers. They kick. The one has more room than the other. I think all these things. But I do think for some people,
is that where
it's
it comes
just.
From?
I think for some people their relationship just breaks down and they hate each other so much that they don't want to be in the same bed. And there's an awful atmosphere. And I think that there will be a lot of people listening that will identify with that. But I think, and I get you, and I have the same idea. I used to have the same idea about people sleeping in different bedrooms. But I think if we think it in a more contemporary way, lots of people have different sleep times. I mean, that wouldn't be the case for us. But say you're a shift worker, right? And you're always being woken by your partner.
Specific.
But you can see why. So that's one sort of group of people. There's another group of people I think that just hate each other and don't want to be in the same room. But I think there can be another way of looking at it as well. And I would like for us to have our own bedrooms.
Why?
Your face. Why? But I'm not thinking of it in those terms. I'm thinking of it.
What have I done wrong? I'm barely ever in
what
that
have
room
I
anyway.
done wrong?
I mean...
Here comes the row.
No, I know, but I literally, I feel really hurt by that.
Well, you're an idiot because I haven't let me...
Idiot.
How can you already be hurt?
Because
before
as
I've
ever,
said
you're
anything?
waffling on and you're not saying why. You're just kind
What
of...
do you mean I'm waffling on?
Come on,
Mark,
cut to the chase. Why? What have I done wrong?
do you know what? I don't feel like cutting to the chase at all, actually. This is supposed to be a podcast where you're supposed to talk in some detail.
No, I know, we're going to go into
shush.
detail, but let's get the reasons out why.
No, this is really, really interesting, and this goes into a subtext now within this. This is a classic thing that married people do. You've got irascible with me on sentence 2. You've told me I'm waffling. You're already a bit pissed off, and you're not properly listening to me because you've already decided what I'm going to say.
Okay, go on
So,
then.
would you agree with that?
Yes.
Right.
So I mean, you're expecting me to change my behaviour, so I'm changing it, so carry on.
You're not changing it at all.
Yes, I am. Are we going to just sit here and share a really pointless bicker? Just get to the point.
No, because
Why?
maybe we should make this podcast instead about pointless bickering.
No, we'll do that another time.
No,
We
I
do
think
it
this
so
is quite
often.
interesting. I think we should
No.
leave rooms, and I think we should go to pointless
hang on a
bickering.
minute. No, you want another room. I mean...
No, I don't want another room, but when I think of it in the ideal, okay, so I have never sat around going, I want my own room in a really negative way. But when the topic comes up and it's discussed in a positive way, I can think, oh yeah, I can see the sense in that. So, first of all, you'd have to have a big enough house so that you've each got an equal sized bedroom. Ensuite, hopefully. We don't even have an ensuite between us now. We've actually got a really small bedroom, haven't we? We've got a tiny... Our bedroom is so small that we haven't even got room for a cupboard. Because this looks big down here,
big
guys.
at the bottom,
but this is where all the
tapers
space is
away.
in our house. Our house is tiny upstairs, and actually nobody has a cupboard. So when I
She
think
has a
about
walk-in
it,
cupboard.
when I do not... What a load of... Why are you saying I've got stuff thrown in the spare room?
Because you throw stuff in the spare room.
Oh my God.
That is a room dedicated for you to walk into and put stuff on in.
Okay. For those of
Anyway.
you that watch the YouTube channel, I am going to give you a walk around of how Mark has to keep his clothes.
Yeah, because you've got that room.
And how many rooms have you had?
That's just full of everything, but my clothes happen to be in with everything else too. You have
Oh,
a room
really?
dedicated to your clothes.
Listen, we are not going to do having bedrooms. We're going to do pointless bickering.
No,
it's a really good
No, we
topic.
can't go off point because just you can't. So carry on. I'm curious to know, when does this topic come up positively?
Right. So you each have your own lovely ensuite room. You each have your room exactly how you want it. So I would actually prefer... I felt a bit bad because our first bedroom, I did it just totally how I want it, but I didn't do it full whack because I'm the messiest person in the whole world. My room... Tracy Emmons' bed...
I like a nice bedroom, but you are the messiest person. So we would both like to not be in a messy bedroom, I'd have thought.
Right. So there you go. So immediately we have two very different ways. If you look on my side of the bed, it looks like a psychopath lives in there. There is such your stuff.
I don't even leave boxer shorts on my side of the bed. I mean, I am actually
No, darling,
very good.
come on,
No,
don't start
I know I leave my
showing
running gear downstairs. I know. I'm not saying for a minute that I don't. In our bedroom, that Maddie said the other day, she said, "Oh, Dad, you're upstairs." They don't even think of me as going upstairs.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you kind of have your own bedroom.
You keep making this podcast about pointless bickering, and we're supposed to be talking about
I don't understand what point.
So
you're
in
making.
an ideal world, I have my... This is how I imagine it,
Why
right?
is this an ideal world? Why isn't an ideal world being in a nice bedroom with your partner?
Because I have read an article about having separate bedrooms and we're having a discussion about
Okay,
it.
well, give us the reasons why it's suddenly your ideal world.
Oh my God.
Because I feel a little bit hurt.
I literally want to call
I
a
feel
cab.
very hurt.
I want to call a cab and go to the pub.
I feel very hurt.
So, in this ideal world, we'd each have our own bedroom in completely our own styles with our own ensuite bathroom, right? And so, say if there's a part in the day, because we don't really have any private place downstairs because we're totally open plan. If there was a point in the day that you wanted to go and read, I wanted to go read, you have a separate place where you can have space, where you can have thought, where you could listen to your own music, where you could have a meditation,
Isn't
where you
that
could
a
do a
study room
yoga,
or somewhere?
where you could do. No, but we're talking about separate bedrooms. I'm talking about in an ideal world.
But you're doing this really weird thing that if one has a slightly different opinion about it, suddenly we're off the subject. We're not. I'm talking about the subject. I hear what you're saying.
Me, isn't that an office?
No,
but I'm not
but
talking
could you
about
not have another part of the house? I'm just floating this out there. For the very thing you're saying you'd like to escape and read and watch.
You asked me
Hollywood
why,
Wives.
and I haven't had a chance yet to tell you what. Yeah, to watch Housewives of Beverly Hills, to do all my things.
Which is what you do now in my bedroom.
But what I would say is that we never actually sleep on our own in those two bedrooms. You either sleep in your room or you sleep in my room. And I quite like that. I think it's quite a nice idea. Do you want to come over to my place? Do you want to come over to my place? I think it's really cool.
I think that suggests you want a new relationship, not that you want the same relationship. Because you want the excitement of feeling like you're being invited somewhere else.
You are really, really annoying me. You're being a total idiot.
No, I do.
This is what is annoying about you.
Oh, shut up. This is what's annoying about you.
Oh, okay. All right then. Well, that's what I wanted.
your-
Okay. So I'm telling you what I wanted, but you're telling me what I did actually want. So that's fine.
No. You're telling me. You're not telling me what you wanted.
Okay. I told you what I wanted. You told me that's not the case. You said to me, no, you don't. What you want is a new relationship. So let's make the next
I'm not saying
podcast.
I'm not saying that's literally what you want, but surely if that's what's driving, surely we're having a discussion about whether this is a good idea or not a good idea. That's the whole point of the chat.
I'm talking about the theoretical idea of having separate bedrooms. Having spoken about this and having read numerous articles about it, I thought it'd be quite a good discussion. But you're so shut down because you've already decided what it means. It's your nan and granddad in striped pyjamas.
Yeah, and
it's Nadia wanting a different relationship.
Yeah.
So it's a classic.
It's a lack
Let me
of
finish.
something in the relationship.
Let me finish. It's classic what happens in marriage. Is that a person tries to have a conversation and the other person goes, I know everything that you're going to say and I know everything that you mean, so you don't actually need to say anything to me.
So why are you getting cross rather than thinking this is a perfect example of a bicker and an argument for our lovely, bless you, patient subscribers to listen to?
You're having a go
at me, but actually I'm delivering you top drawer relationship content.
You are such a prat today. I can't believe you just said that. I've tried 5 times to change this podcast to a bicker podcast, and you've said you stoically wanted to stick with the bedroom.
We've delivered a bicker podcast. We've bickered all the way through it. I hear what you're saying, and I can somehow. Am I allowed an opinion that perhaps doesn't agree with you?
Mark, I'd just like to say to you, if you watch this back, you're going to hate yourself.
Not
you're
as much as I hate you right
idiot.
now. I hate you more.
Could I actually have my opinion when actually every time I've tried to give you my opinion, you bloody talked over me? Somebody left a comment yesterday under one of our YouTube films and it said, Nadia, do you ever consider that you're really annoying to Mark?
I delete a lot of those sorts of comments.
And I answered,
there's so many more.
Oh, I don't think you should ever delete
No, I'm joking, I don't.
All right. And I just answered back, no.
You are annoying.
Of course I'm annoying. Everyone's
but
annoying. Do you think you're not annoying?
Well, no, you've told everyone, bless them, how annoying I am. Can I have my opinion on this or not? Because it feels very much it's one of those subjects that you talk about and chatter about with your female friends. But as soon as you come to the bloke, it's like, well, God, he's really classic. He's having a really You're not interested in my response
on what your opinion is. What I'm not interested in is that I tell you something and you tell me that's not what I'm thinking. You tell me, oh, no, it's not. It's not any of that. What it is, you want a new relationship.
No.
That's
okay, well,
I
didn't mean it to sound like that.
Right, well, that's how it sounded.
Okay,
when you watch it back, you will see that.
Okay, all right. I'm not saying that's literally what you want, but for
you
me...
You didn't listen to what I was saying, and that's what I hate.
Because you haven't finished saying it.
You can pretend to listen, but you don't hear me. I was telling you what I thought about it, and I thought it was actually a really nice, quite romantic thing, and you went, no, you're not. You just want a new relationship. Completely dismissing what I said.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that, I guess it could be romantic, but what you're talking about is it falls under that big genre title of spicing up your relationship. And I suppose all I'm sitting here thinking is, oh, crikey, I didn't realise it needed spicing up in that way.
You're literally making me feel unwell.
Why?
It's come under that big genre of spicing up your relationship. Honestly, Mark. Honestly, I promise you, you're not going to like this.
Oh, God.
Well, that's gone well.
Well, we're going to
We're nearly at 15
You're not
minutes.
even letting me talk about it.
I'm waiting for you to tell me.
Well, my take on it is that I think if people want to do that, it usually is a symptom of the fact that something in the relationship needs improving or reworking.
Relationships always need improving.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think too. But for example, our situation, I'd hear you if I was. I am not the kind of bloke who lies in bed watching sport, playing games, dumping all my stuff in there. No, to the point that when Maddie said it the other day, I genuinely don't like going upstairs because I don't want the end of the day. I like going upstairs for certain things, but I don't like going upstairs. Generally, I'm not. We have a very small house. It's a very
That's got to be the tagline.
I generally don't like
It's a very unprivate. Why don't you have your own bedroom downstairs?
Well,
Upstairs and downstairs.
I do sometimes sleep in the study, but
in the dog
I think
house.
I'm incredibly respectful of how much you often want to go to bed earlier, and so I'll watch stuff with the kids. Or
We really go to bed
you
earlier.
do, darling. You're much older than me. You need to get to sleep more. You need to rest more. When you're tired, you get really crabby, and it's best for all of us that you go to
I
bed.
literally want to kill you.
Winding you up.
Are we doing the sleep competition now, are we?
No.
Right,
But you
good.
need your sleep. And you are 6 years older. You need your sleep. You like to watch Beverly Hills and Housewives of Here, There, and Everywhere. And you go upstairs with your little app on, and I often come up.
You sound like the most patronising old fuck. You sound like your granddad in his striped bloody pyjamas.
No. But when I come up, she's usually fast asleep, dribbling onto her phone that is blaring out.
Meditation.
Desperate Housewives, not meditate. You're not this meditative, mindful person.
I can show you my running streak of 90 days. Thank you very
great!
much.
I can show you your running streak of 36 series of every type of desperate housewife in every county of America.
Can you just learn what it's called? It's called The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
So you kind of have a bedroom on your own anyway, because most nights I come up, you're already asleep.
I can't believe the way you've made this into somehow I am demanding my own bedroom. It was a theoretical discussion. It's not. I am not asking for us to have separate bedrooms. I'm talking about a plot of land. I'm talking about living in America. I'm talking about a custom-made room. This is like an idea.
But you said you talk to a lot of your friends and it comes up a lot. So when people say it, what are their reasons? What are other women in your life's reasons for wanting to do it?
The only person that I know that has said they wouldn't want to do it is Kay.
Wouldn't want to do it?
Yeah. But she's got an enormous bed.
Right. So you just said you speak to lots of people who do want to do it.
Yeah, but everybody else I know said, oh yeah, it'd be a really good idea to have separate bedrooms.
So why? Why aren't you giving us any intel?
Well, similar, as I've said, some because they hate their partners.
Leave your partner.
Some because their partners watch sport all through the bloody night and it keeps them up. And some people, more or less like the thing that I'm saying, think it would be really nice. You have your own space. You don't ever sleep on your own in your bedroom. And God, I'm scared of saying anything now in case of how you're going to interpret it.
No, darling, I'm being facetious. I mean, of course, yes,
I'm not being facetious.
No, I can see that side of it. I can see that there'd be, but I suppose I would never spend time in a bedroom to invite you to my bedroom. I mean, I don't see a bedroom I don't know. I think there's a danger. I think here's my thinking on it, having witnessed it as a child in other people. I do think there's a danger.
Whatever you witnessed as a child is not what I'm talking about.
No. But I would worry that what would come over time, that is the thin end of the wedge of getting older. It starts as a very nice thing, and if you start to do that and you don't try and sort out the stuff of cohabiting in a room, and I don't mean you're chained at the hip and things can't change. If we go away on jobs, we spend time away. There's always that nice thing of when you've been away for a week on holiday. It's really nice that you've been away and then you come back. I mean, for example, interestingly, I went camping for 2 nights with the girls. My heart rate went down to nothing. My heart rate has gone through the roof since I've been sleeping in the same room as you again. So, there are medicinal benefits to not being in the same room with you as at night. Snoring, you snore all the time. I'm often woken up by you. So,
God, it sounds like you really fancy the idea.
But even despite all of that, I wouldn't think, oh yeah, I want a separate room or I don't want to sleep in the same room as you. It's about how do we sort that out? Because I genuinely think that further down the line, it will start to become more entrenched.
That's true.
And more
That's true. You probably might start going, oh, well, listen, I'm really knackered, you're snoring, I'll sleep in here. Yeah.
And then evenings would become even more divergent if you're in the house, and it would be like, mum's going to her room and dad's going to his room.
I suppose it's one of those things that you can look at it and go, oh yeah, that would be a really nice idea, but probably you're right, it would.
So that would be my concern. Yeah. But I don't genuinely think that you're suggesting it because you want a different relationship. And I can see how perhaps it would be a temporary solution, not sleeping in the same room because you need a bit of space because you're going through problems together or whatever. I could see that.
Well, I don't think that would work. I think if you do it where you've got problems, you'd never come back.
I disagree. I disagree.
Anyway, we're exactly 20 minutes now. So, obviously, I think that our next podcast will definitely be pointless bickering.
No, I've got a good one for you, and I want to ask you all sorts of questions about it.
No, the next one has to be bickering.
But you said I was allowed to you've created the content of this one. I want to create the content of the next one. Oh my God. I just want to literally throw myself off. And I want to know why this woman has got that up her nose.
Oh, don't.
What is that?
That's something for me at Mine and Kay's Facebook. It's a
Weird.
Surprise. Check in a few weeks. We'll be doing it. But so, guys, NADIA Sawalha and Family YouTube channel, and press subscribe and the bell as well, because I think if you don't press the bell, you won't get notified of when we're doing our lives. And very soon we are going to be doing a live How to Stay Married So Far podcast. I'm actually extremely nervous about that because things go tits up for us always.